We're going to get lost talking about training, not the kind of training you think, not trains with weights. We're going to make this as awkward as possible. Your femur runs, where's the power come from? Yeah, that's way better. So keep your arms there. Feet more in front of you. Under the bar, think of... When did you start lifting weights, just approximately?
When I was 16.
Yeah, what about you?
2019.
When are you going to stop?
When am I going to stop?
Yeah.
Probably mid-30s. Probably mid-30s.
Yeah, you won't stop. Exactly. I'm just talking about lifting weights. When are you going to stop?
When I'm dead.
Yeah, never, right? Do you want to be weaker in a year?
No, not really.
No, you want to be stronger. You want to keep lifting. You want to keep getting stronger. That's what this is all about. That's what technique's all about. It's all about what's the strongest, what's the safest, what's the most efficient way to move the weight. Our job today is to create a system where everything in your bodies are working together to move the weight, right? Because Colton's built differently to Theo, Theo's built differently to me. We're all built different, but we're all the same animals doing the same movements. Within these lifts, there's certain biomechanical rules that apply to everyone. Our job today is to put all those rules together in the outcome, or in the hope of the outcome of moving more weight. My goal is to be like, okay, cool. You know what's way cooler than 465 squat? 500 squat. You know what's cooler than 385? 400. Our job is always looking where are the bottlenecks in technique so we can get more strength expression under the bar. Rule number one is always, where do we get the power from? In squats, power comes from muscles of your legs and hips. The only way we can express that power is through a stable system. So the cue that I'm going to give you guys is this whole idea of twist your quads away from each other, hold them all the way down, all the way up. For you, Colton, you do a good job of opening up your hips, but if anything, it's a bit too much, right? So at the top, twist your quads away from each other just enough to feel it. And then in terms of cueing, rather than trying to open your hips, just hold that twist and let your knees go forward and back. So you're a little bit more straight up and down, if that makes sense. So normally he like really shoves his knees out to the side. Keep an eye on it. So what we're looking for, twist the quads just enough to feel it, and then knees straight forward and back as you go down. Just hold that twist on the whole time. That's better. Keep the weight on your heels a little bit more as you go down. There you go, that one's better. Nice. You can see he shifts and twists a little bit. He's been having a hip issue going on. Part of it's also due to the upper back. When we look at upper back in a sec, I'll show you the difference in his shoulders. That's contributing to that shift as well. The idea is once we tighten everything up and clean everything up, that should just basically disappear. So if you like to look at a video of his 465 or 460 from competition, it doesn't shift as much because everything's warmed up, everything's locked in a bit tighter. When he was just focusing on his hips there and not squeezing everything as tight as he can, some of those imbalances will show up a bit more. For you, your hips are really good, but you let go of them when your upper back lets go. So being mindful of keeping them on all the way down and all the way up is important. Okay?
My hips and my quads.
Like that idea of twisting your quads out and holding that all the way up. So the idea of that is creating torque at the hips to prevent that shift in the knees or shift in the hips when you're moving. For you as well, you tend to pause at the bottom, which is fine, like as part of warming up. But when you hit the hole, just don't let go of that tension in your hips. So twist the quads out, keep that on into the hole and out of the hole. So keep it on, keep it on, keep it on. Yeah, do that again, but slow it down on the way up. So that left knee kicks straight in. So keep that tension on, keep holding it on the way up. That was a bit better, sweet. You can really see that left side, that left hip lets go. So that's something we'll work on the next couple of sets. But same thing with Theo, you'll notice an imbalance in his shoulders. He's got a torn supraspinatus at the moment, which doesn't help that as well. All right, rule number one, where's power come from? Both did that really well. Hips aren't really a huge problem for either of you, but especially your left side is just like dicky at the nose. Yeah, and that makes sense. Like you're sitting into that side and then that side's copying it. When it kicks in, you're gonna put more load through that patellar tendon and it's gonna flare up. So learning to control that will be important. But that's something we'll look at later on the leg press as well. Just like independently assessing what's going on there too. So we'll create power at the muscles of the legs and hips. We want to do something with it, right? We want to move the thing on your back. Think about what's between your hips and the bar. Lots of little joints like this, your spine stacked on top of each other. And we're designed to move, designed to bend and twist and move. You have 400 kilos on your back or 500 kilos on your back. Last thing you want to do is any bending or twisting or moving, right? You need this to be locked in, rigid, one unit. So the next two rules go together in order to transfer power from here to here. Think about like pushing a broomstick or a lawnmower. You push down on the handle, power transfers through it, the thing on the end moves because that handle is rigid. If it was made out of loose material, all the power gets lost in the slack, right? Rule number 2 is breathing and bracing, what we're doing here, and then we piece it together with what we're doing up here with your shoulders, your upper back stuff. Breathing and bracing is a really complex system, but we can simplify it just by doing a bit of a drill. So the drill we're going to run through to understand breathing and bracing is pretty simple. So let's stand in a line.
Just go like bend down.
No. The first part of this drill is take a big breath in and push it out hard and fast. So you go, let me see you do that. That's the weakest breathing I've ever. How the two strongest people in the world got the weakest breathing in the world? All right, anyway, you get the idea. The second pass of this, when you push the air out, keep pushing, don't stop. All in one breath, big breath in, push it out, keep pushing it out, don't stop pushing it out. Do that. Keep going, more, harder, right? At the end, all of this is turning on, you feel that turning on, should feel like you're a little bit lightheaded. That's the brace. The brace is the idea of a forced exhalation. The difference, as you know, when we're squatting, we don't push the air out, we hold it in. So do that again, big breath in, go to push it out, keep trying to push it out, don't let any out. That's breathing and bracing. That's what it should feel like, that's what's going on, that's what you're chasing when you're under here. You gotta do that and hold it all the way down, all the way up. The last piece of the puzzle is your upper back tightness, what's going on up here with your shoulders. Both of you are pretty laxed with that. So Theo, like you're very well aware of, you find ghost tightness by just shoving yourself into a tight position because you're bendy. And that's kind of serves its purpose to a point, but addressing the root cause is going to be really important because not only is it going to prevent some of that arm pain coming up, it's going to prevent you getting folded here, which then pitches you forward, which is why when it gets really heavy, you start to fall forward, get into a more bent over sort of position. The other thing is that it's exactly the same mechanism that's going to hold you back on bench and pull you forward in deadlifts as well. And then for you, Colton, it's just kind of like non-existent. You go for tightness, but you're missing some of the range to create more of a shelf. So it's quite surprising that you don't get really beat up arms. I know you do sometimes, but you manage to avoid it quite well. But regardless, it becomes a bottleneck. And so you think, if you're pitched forward like this, right? If your center of gravity is forward, you can't squat like that because you'll fall forward. Your body has to make a compensation to control for that. So if you're balanced forward, your body's going to balance by when you squat, sticking your ass out to shift you back. And that's one thing that happens with you as things get heavier. You start to kick your pelvis back more and more and more. And that has a twofold effect. So one thing is it's going to limit your ability to hit depth. So you imagine this is your pelvis, it tilts forward, your femur runs out of room to move. Because your back's so strong, you don't kick into like a posterior pelvic tilt, a butt wink. Most people will do that and then hit depth, but your back's so strong it doesn't let it happen. You just hit that point and come back up. Or your knees drift forward. So you'll hold that, you'll get here, and then everything will shift forward like that. When you bottom out doing that, I mean over time, like the fact that it kicks up in a prep and then it limits you, you have to skip like 3 squat sessions. We need to get rid of that if we're gonna peak successfully again and again and again. And more important than that, avoid getting to a point where that becomes more chronic and you have to avoid training for ages altogether.
So how do I fix that? Just be conscious of it.
A lot of it's going to be piecing all 3 things together. So because you're drifting forward here, we need to find more upper back stuff. So the sequence is going to be the same thing that you guys are already doing. Grabbing here, squeezing the bar really tight. So both of you get really lax in your wrists as well. Squeeze the shit out of the bar.
Yeah.
Because like if you're missing range in your shoulders, you'll find it by doing that. When that happens, you'll dip everything under and lose your shelf. Yeah. Squeezing the bar is just going to help you lock into that and create torque at the shoulder a little bit more effectively. When you get under the bar, think of like doing a lat pull down. But for both of you, how you get under the bar isn't that big of an issue. It's more so that you focus on everything else in preparing to unrack, that you let go of all this. So before you unrack, just double down on like pinching between your shoulder blades. Imagine I put $100 between your shoulder blades, and if you drop it, I get to keep it. Don't think down so much. Just think about you're in position here, doing that. Like, okay, as you're getting under the bar, like squeezing down, yes, but before you unrack, then pulling back really hard. Yeah.
Like opening your chest up.
Yeah, pretty much. And so, like, obviously, we don't want to end up like this, but it's like that's going to have to be the direction we have to move because both of you are here. And it's important that when you take your big breath and brace, which you do actually really well under the lighter weights, making sure you fix into that position and hold it the whole time.
Yeah.
No, so you imagine the arm pain comes from everything being shoved forward like that.
So if it's more back, it will be
Yeah, so it's essentially creating support around the shoulder joint, allowing the bar to rest on your rear delts is going to be the ticket to clearing arm pain for the most part. But you don't get it that bad, so it's not that big a concern.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned with how does it then influence the whole system. Yeah. All right, you go first. So, squeeze the shit out of the bar. Try going a little bit wider. Yeah, nice. And before you unrack, lift these up a little bit. Lift up in here. Yeah, squeeze in here twice as hard. Yeah. All right, breathe and brace. Remember, knees just forward and back. Nice, man. Nice. You centered yourself under the bar a lot better on that one. Like when you were warming up, you were way over to the side. Good.
I did that as well. Unfortunately.
Yours is like fucking 6 inches to the side.
Yeah, I've always squatted slightly sideways.
Probably because I was so tight, my body just went straight.
During comp, I was always like a line out. It's really
In here twice as tight. You can see on Theo as well, this shoulder's like tilted forward. That's why that sits up, the elbow sits up, this one sits under a lot more. That's why that trap sits up as well. You can squat.
For me to like avoid injuring my quads or angering the hip problem would just be to maintain hip tension through the brace, right?
Yeah.
And the shoulders.
Definitely. A big part of that, like as a whole, is getting your adductors to come to the party a little bit more. So
Keep my legs out.
no, the opposite.
Keep
Yeah,
them in.
you don't want them to come in, but they tend to go. It's like, you know, you see people's knees cave, you're trying to move them out a bit more. Yours is the opposite. We're trying to find them in. But you don't want to mindfully think of that in the squats outside of like that whole just knees are going forward and back thing. It's something that you get a little bit more specific about on something like a leg press.
Because I only feel that tendon issue when my knees come in at the bottom. Like as I get close to the hole, my knees come in slightly and then it hurts my legs.
Sure, and so you imagine it like this, right? When you're shoving your knees out as far as you can, and then bottoming out on the joint, like the joint's got nowhere else to go. Think of it like a steering wheel in the car. If you turn the steering wheel all the way to the right, you've only got one option. You can only go left, right?
Yeah.
So if you're cranking everything out that way, when you hit to the point where that's no longer an option, your body's like, oh shit, we have to go the other way. And it becomes easier to fall in than if you were holding in the middle the whole time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
So it's just finding the ability to not shove your knees out as far as you can. And it's not quite as simple as like just thinking your way out of it, if that makes sense. So like there's going to be things that have to be incorporated across the board, a thought process that has to be incorporated across the board. And it's like the strength will be there, it's just emphasizing the position in certain lifts or certain accessories. All right, we'll just do one more and then we'll do some bench. Crank on this way tighter. Yeah, you're good. All right. When you brace, pinch in here twice as hard. That's it. Do another one. Stay on your heels a bit more. Nice, man. Really good. Watch your fingers. Good. That's good. Hip tension was way better, like not bowing out to the sides as much.
Yeah.
When you get it right as well, you'll squat way deeper.
Yeah.
Like the more you shove your knees out, the more they're going to be high. And I know you can force yourself down there when the time counts for it,
Yeah.
but it's probably not a good habit to avoid hitting
It's a
depth.
lot of risk.
All right, young fella.
Do you want me all the way out?
Yeah, go a little bit wider. You need to learn to create the tightness yourself rather than relying on just jamming yourself in. Right, come this way a little bit.
You're kidding. That's insane.
That's the middle.
I have no feedback on that. It's crazy.
All right. Don't worry about speed on the way up. Put all your focus on keeping that left hip from caving in. twist the quads out and just hold that tension all the way down and up. That's perfect. Keep holding it, keep holding it, keep holding it. That's better. You don't want to think about it like that. So he just asked, will strengthening his glutes help keep his hips open on the way up? You want to think about muscles, you want to think about positions. So it's not about like, okay, this movement is happening, the glutes contribute to holding that position, therefore train the glutes, like do hip thrusts, do whatever to train the glutes, therefore it fixes that. It's more like, what do we need to do to spend more time in that position? So that's where like tempo squats come into play, as in like learning to hold that position on the way up and then removing that whole aspect. So how can we focus on the hips outside of the squat where upper back and torso aren't a complication? Well, let's go on a leg press and focus on holding that position down and up as well. That's more along the train of thought that you want to think, because if we say, are your glutes weak? You're going to pass every test. Glutes are strong as fuck. So it's not like a strength issue, it's more about a specific position issue. And you could say that the same thing, but it's less about strengthening a particular muscle that contributes to that, but strengthening the position.
You can do both. Like get your, like practice the positioning, and then get your glutes stronger.
Definitely, and you should do both. What I'm saying is that one won't contribute to the other automatically.
Yeah.
As in like, glute strength won't automatically make the position better. It's like both in conjunction, right?
It's not going to directly translate.
Exactly. We have to make it translate. The way I approach this for you guys is like, the only way we fix Theo's 477 deadlift is with 475. The only way we fix that is with 470. So we like fix the movement with the movement, and then the breakdown and accessories contributes to us being able to fix the movement with the movement. Everything has to talk to each other. It's not a case of like, oh, my shoulders let go on a deadlift, let's do some rows. It's not how it works. All right, let's do some bench. Is this legitimately your first time ever using a combo rack?
Yeah.
Can you not tell?
He couldn't help me the first time I sponsors until May did.
I was going to say cooing now.
That's how you're going to send me one.
This is with shoulder pops.
Yeah, your problems are exactly the same with the empty bar as they are with 260. It just scales up according to weight. The problem is the heavier you go, the harder it is to think your way out of those positions. Kick your asses.
What is the purpose of leg drive?
A couple of things. So the idea is both structural and mechanical. So structural in the sense of getting your feet back, using your legs to push your hips back towards your shoulders, get your chest higher.
Is your chest higher?
Yeah, so it pushes your chest out higher.
Gets your shoulders in a better position.
Potentially. I mean, it really comes down to it reduces the range of motion.
Because I've seen guys on Instagram, they'll like use their leg drive as a way to pump the bar up for chest.
Yeah, so when people are dumping and heaving like that, I wouldn't consider that leg drive as much. Like that's a strategy to move the bar. Consider a leg drive more as like, or good leg drive is a leg drive you can't see. It should just be on the whole time. It gets the chest higher, but it's also about force travels through the natural curvature of your spine down into the bench. More going down means more coming up.
So it just creates a more like stable arch.
Yeah, contributes to that as well. So it's probably not as big a contributor as people give credit for,
Yeah.
but it's certainly a big contributor.
It's a tension creator.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I would say it contributes more to creating position and stability than putting force into the bar.
That's the common conception that as people use it to bounce it off your chest.
Yeah. But all that you're seeing happen there is when someone hits the chest and sinks in,
Yeah.
they let go of the tension in their legs, and then they re-engage it to throw it back off.
Yeah.
So it's not the legs necessarily pushing the bar back up, but rather you're seeing, yeah. It'd be the same as like dive bombing a squat into the hole, letting go of everything and then coming back up, yeah.
So the way that you
Ideally, ideally. But this is the thing with technique, right? It's like if we tell Theo he has to keep his shoulders tight, keep his legs on, touch really light.
I'm gonna forget.
You can do it, like you're doing it when it's light. But as we're trying to put that technical aspect into his bench, his max is above it. And so at some point, he has to let go of that and sink and heave to have more weight on the bar. And our job is to sort of match those up and elevate them together. And so the art of coaching is being like, okay, well, we're getting to the point where the numbers matter more than being pretty and have perfectly biomechanical technique. Because that's the goal, be pretty and have perfectly biomechanically sound technique. But in practicality, it's not.
Yeah.
You go.
Am I gonna set up like a normal?
Yeah, just do your regular bench. Pay attention to the left shoulder and the left elbow. Just do like 2 reps. See how that side wants to kick out, wants to tuck in more on the way down, kick out more on the way up. It's the same pattern that we saw on squats with one side being tilted forward. So that trap higher, that elbow higher, that wrist back. It's just that scap tilting forward, and that's a strategy to find shoulder extension when you may not necessarily have it. The implication is then you'll dump onto that side potentially a little bit more. And it can be the opposite. You can avoid that side. It's kind of like we deal with what's in front of us. We can see that there's a potential issue there. If there's no pain, if there's no implication, great, but we don't ignore it. It's like we identify that, okay, when people do have pain, when people do experience injuries, normally you can trace it back to something like this. So it's all well and good to say, oh, there's nothing wrong with it, just let it happen. But I can tell you firsthand that these things can lead to bad things. So we're better off looking at it and addressing it. And that doesn't mean being hyper anal about the technique. It means trying to fix it for sure, but doing the work outside of the lift itself to ensure that that's progressing over time. Nice. All right, I'll be back.
Just like sitting down and basically squeeze.
Oh, wish I didn't do that. All right, taking the same approach, thinking strongest, safest, most efficient way, thinking of like biomechanical rules. Rule number 1, where's the power come from in bench press? Primarily the pecs. A little bit of triceps, mainly the pecs. Pecs' job is to do this, right? Lever your arm across your body. Think about leverage, think about this thing. I hook that under that. Even if it's got 5 red plates on, I can pick it up with one hand. That's because of the mechanical advantage of leverage. That only works because the leverage point is fixed. If that was broken, made out of rubber or string or something like that, when I push, nothing happens. Power just gets lost. Come back to your body, pec leaves the arm across the body. We want the leverage point to be fixed. The shoulder's not fixed. Shoulder can move forward and back and up and down. Our job is to fix it in place such that the muscles moving the shoulder joint can move power into the bar in the most efficient way possible, right? So that's where this whole shoulders back and down thing comes from. So stick your arms out in front of you like this. Pull your shoulders back. All right, keep them there. Think about pulling them down. Yeah, now stick your chest up and out. That's what you got to be doing the entire time you bench, right? Doing it there, standing up, is fine. Doing it with a bar in your hand while you're coming down and pushing up is extremely counterintuitive because it's not how your body works. When you reach, when you go to punch or push forward, your scap moves forward. It wants to do that. We got to resist that. We got to hold it back while we're pushing away from us when we're doing bench press. It doesn't make sense to our body. So it takes a lot of thought process. This is why people struggle with bench. The best way to understand what your back should feel like when you're benching is doing this drill. So we're going to take the band, you're going to go shoulders back and down like you just did. You're going to hold that. You're going to pull the band apart all the way to your chest. Think about pulling it apart with your shoulders, not with your hands. Don't think about your hands on the band. Just think about pinching between your shoulders. As you're doing it, squeeze your chest out to meet the band. We'll do a few of those. The main thing though is that when you let go of the band, you don't let go of your shoulders. So hold that while you're letting go of the band. Just come to about halfway, keep tension on, then go back in. Do a few of those, then I'll tell you to stop on your chest and go back as far as you can. We'll do a couple of them. Pull the band apart slowly, squeeze your chest out while you do it. Harder, harder, harder. Yeah, now just let go to here. Keep that tension on in your back. Squeeze your chest out harder while you pull back. Come back to your chest. Yep. Just do a few reps. Yeah.
Keep it there.
Yep. As you're doing it, wrap your shoulders back behind you.
I keep my pelvis on the shoulder.
No,
Doesn't matter.
arch your back. That's all good. You arch on bench press. Right, do one stop on the chest. Now go back as far as you can. Further, 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 further. That's what it should feel like the whole time you're benching. That level of tension. But think about it, like film them from the side again. All right, go shoulders back and down. All right, pull the band apart all the way to your chest. Now go back as far as you can. All right, now hold your arms there, let go of the bend. But keep your arms there. Right, you imagine this, unbend your elbow. That's as far as you can pull your shoulders back. In squats, you need your hand like way back here. So like your own control doesn't even come back to the point where you need to have your hands on the bar for squats, which means you're shoving yourself back there. That's why when I say squeeze between shoulder blades, nothing happens. You're like, I'm trying. It's just you physically don't have the range there. And our job through the accessory stuff is to find that range, or at least foster a pathway towards that.
Can you build?
Yeah, absolutely.
Being in that range better.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
That's the full range of motion bros stuff.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
have the
they-
exact same issue, bro.
they fucking suck.
That's good.
Everyone does.
I'm gonna jam those.
Everyone
Exact
does.
same issue, man. Don't worry.
Every single powerlifter. All right. Do one stop on the chest. Go back further, 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 further. And that's the kind of tension you're chasing. All right, you get the idea. Remind yourself, if you think you're tight enough, you're not. Squeeze tighter. Because anytime some dickhead like me is standing over you saying squeeze tighter, you can. And if you can, you should.
But it would help to, before you have someone lift off the bar for you, like when they unrack for you, it would help to be like pretty much, I don't know if the percentage is right, but like 80% in that position ready before you start squeezing.
Yeah, all the way in that position ready. Because the goal, you should only have to take the bar out of here like that far.
That's the point of them unracking for you. So
Exactly. Yeah, so when you unrack, don't push the bar out. Think about like doing a pullover, pulling it out of the racks, if that makes sense. All right, do a set again. Wait, you grip middle finger on the rings, right?
Yeah.
Like go middle finger, just keep the grip the same. I just want you to do 3 reps, slow down and slow up. When you touch on the chest, imagine your chest is made out of glass and you want to break it. You want to do exactly the same thing as you did with the band as well. As you're coming down to the chest, squeeze your chest out to meet the bar. Once you're there, go shoulders back and down before you unrack. You're going to pull the bar out this way. All right, you're going to touch right there. Squeeze your chest out, touch super light. Keep holding that while you push up. Nice. Touch a little bit lower, touch it. Nice. You've kind of crept your grip back in as well, which like provides you with a bit of like safety and security when your shoulders are unstable, which is fine, but you should be working on the stability over everything. Chest out, touch super light. Nice, nice, nice. Keep squeezing while you push up. Hold at the top, reset your shoulders, pull them back and down. Nice. Like one thing I'd recommend, and I'll put it in the next program if you want to bench twice a week, but I don't think we should. But in your warm-ups, doing like a 1/2 centimeter spotto press on every single warm-up.
Okay.
Like all the weights on the way up, don't even touch
So
the
almost
chest.
like a loose
Just,
tension?
yeah,
Okay,
just to
cool.
force you to get in the habit of maintaining tension. You probably need to sink and throw it on the top sets for a while, but it's like, well, you can continue to build that with tempo stuff or back down stuff or something like that.
So cramping there, then is it a bad sign?
Not necessarily, I mean, ideally we don't want to cramp there.
Yeah.
To me, it's more a sign of like breathing and bracing or leg stuff is missing. Because or your thoracic sucks and you don't have much of an arch. Your thoracic's not too bad. A lot of times on comp day as well, people, and I don't think this happened to you, in fact I know it didn't happen to you, but on comp day, the act of squatting itself opens up your thoracic. You get a little bit looser through here, and then people cramp on comp day because then they get on the bench and they're in a more arched or tighter position than they're used to, as well as like exerting max force and everything's squeezing.
Yeah, but a lot of people when they bench press, they'll put the tension of the arch in their lumbar spine.
Yeah, of course.
Instead of their thoracic.
Exactly. They're trying to arch and they're just squeezing their lower back really hard. So breathing and bracing is protective of that, and using your hips well is protective of that as well. All right.
Are we doing deadlifts now?
No, we're not finished benching.
Oh.
Who doesn't know how to bench yet?
No, I don't know how to bench myself.
All right, rule number 1 was power come from. You guys did that really well. We're gonna add 2 little things to this next set. I want you to squeeze the shit out of the bar really tight. Squeeze with your pinkies. Sounds dumb, but it'll feel really good. And breathing and bracing too. Breathing bracing is really important. It connects the dots between what your legs are doing and the upper body, fixes everything in place to, again, make sure that the power created by the pecs actually goes to the shoulder, helps stabilize so we're not going left and right and feeding into imbalances, so tightens up the system. So do everything exactly the same, just thinking about squeezing the bar tight with your pinkies and breathing bracing as well.
The brace is slightly different.
Big difference is like in squats, we're trying to close everything off, where you're already arched in bench, so you're not actively trying to pull that down.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, don't unrack. Pull your shoulders underneath you more. Pull them down towards your waist. That's it. Touch right there. Just out as you come down. Touch super light. Nice. Nice. Just push straight up. Just really letting go of your shoulders at the top, so make sure you keep your shoulders on while you push up. Nice. All right, squeeze the shit out of the bar. I know you don't like handouts. All right, touch right there. Touch super light. Nice. Keep tension on the chest. That's better. Nice. Just got to watch when you're doing the light touch because you're so used to like dumping in. When you dump in, you'll dump high. So you'll dump here and sink and then throw it back.
Yeah.
And if you touch light down there, you'll have nothing off the chest.
Yeah.
So it has to be a little bit higher. All right, last piece of the puzzle is going to be the lower body stuff, set up and leg drive. You're both like kind of half flat foot, half up on your toes. It's like a very non-committal position. Yeah, either way, the principle remains the same. The whole idea of it is pushing your hips back towards your shoulders. Both of you do more of a flat foot setup in terms of like lying down, setting your shoulders, then digging your feet in. So I'll go through both the setups in terms of like either flat foot or up on your toes. And we might have a set of each to see what feels better to you guys. Okay. If you're doing it up on your toes, I'll talk you through it, then I'll demonstrate it, and then I'll talk you through it while you do it. You're gonna lie down, take your body back about a head length behind the bar, pull your feet back, lock your heels down, push your hips back. Then the really important thing is hold that while you swing your body through against it. What people do is they swing through and then they let go of this and then they have no tension in their legs. So it's like lie down, set your grip, come back, pull your feet back, heels down, hips back, hold that while you swing through. That creates your tension, shoulders back and down. Then before you unrack, make sure you're pushing that back so you're locked in like mega tight. Yeah.
So you should be feeling constant tension in your quads.
You should feel,
When you start to swing back.
you should feel disgusting. Like
Okay, disgusting, cool. Okay.
horribly tight.
Okay, cool. And that's what you want at comp, or is this just exaggeration?
No. No, like you're trying to be literally as tight as you can be.
Okay.
All right. So come back a little bit and pull your feet back. Pull them back as far as you can pretty much, like way up on your toes. Don't unrack the shit. Push your heels down, push your hips back. So you're super loose. We can do that again. Do it again. Pull your feet back further. Are your hip flexors that tight?
Yeah.
All right, push your heels down. Keep that on while you swing through. Don't let go of it. You won't go very far. Yeah, that's it. All right. Don't unrack. Push your hips back. Push your heels down harder. Keep that on. Should feel disgustingly tight. Touch here. Remember, just push straight up. Nice. Shoulders down harder. Keep them there. Keep them there. Keep them there. All right. Hold at the top. Fix your shoulders. Pull them back and down. Heels down. Hips back. Keep that on. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. All right, don't unrack. Go heels down, hips back. Keep that on. All right, heels down harder. Keep them on. Touch the light. Nice. Good man. Nice. It's hard to get past the discomfort of that and notice like the distance being reduced, you know, the shortness and the range of motion.
It's just like
Yeah.
twitching.
Yeah, and because
Flexes that are tight is like my actual.
And then my hamstrings are starting to like seize up.
yeah,
I
and
feel
I
like
mean like
practice is a big deal.
exactly. The fact is you're not warmed up for that. Like normally by this point you've done a few sets of actually forcing yourself in that position, stretching your hip flexors out, all that kind of thing. Anyway, all right, flat-footed setup. So it's just the same in reverse. So instead of going hands, hips, shoulders, you're going hands and shoulders and then hips. So you're gonna lie down, grab the bar, set your grip, set your shoulders, dig your heels into the floor, pick your hips up, and basically walk your feet back one at a time, keeping tension in your hips.
Keeping them flat, right?
Yeah, and then take them back as far as you can. Okay. If they come up a little bit, it doesn't matter because you guys don't have to keep flat feet in comp. So if they're like almost flat, it's not a big deal. But there's basically, think of it as the difference between like feet more in front of you versus feet tucked behind you, rather than flat and heels up. The important thing is that when you drop your hips down, you kind of drop them back and maintain that tension pushing back, which like for you especially when you unrack, because you do self-unrack, you really get your hips way up, use that to leverage the bar out, which is fine. When you drop your hips, you tend to like let go of stuff in your lower body, which then makes your chest sink a little bit as well. So it's like, grab the bar, set your shoulder tightness, dig your heels in, pick your hips up, push back, hold that, walk back as far as you can until you can drop your hips back onto the bench. Hey?
Should we be angling our feet out or trying to stay straight?
It's not a big deal, really.
whatever
It's
feels
basically, where you can get back and maintain tension. The more you angle out, the less tension is going to be through your hips, so you'll probably have room to get back more. But the trade-off is going to be, there's a little bit more looseness in the system,
So
which is,
45-ish,
yeah.
give or take.
Most people, you'll be fine getting straight if you wanted to get straight, but most people won't. Now, set your shoulders first, so pull your shoulders back and down underneath you. Right, now dig your heels in. Pick your hips up. Yeah, now pull your feet back while your hips are up like that. Basically as far as you can. And when you drop your hips down, drop them back towards your shoulders. See how...
That's cramping my hips.
You're just tight, man.
Yeah,
Still beat up from last weekend.
probably. Maybe get beauty.
The fact that it's cramping is good though. Like you're shoving yourself into positions that we want to eventually get into.
If I was fresh, it would be good.
Yeah.
It's like feet fat, right?
Hey?
Feet fat, so we walk back.
Yeah. It's 1 foot at a time. All right, when you drop your hips back, make sure you're pushing this way. All right, push your hips back towards your shoulders. Keep that on. All right, let's push straight up. Pull your shoulders down. Yep. Nice. Nice. We can talk about it tonight.
This is why my shins are so bloody.
You can eat and talk at the same time. All right, so same thing. Rule number 1, where's the power come from? Deadlift, muscles your legs and hips. Where's it go? Through your brace, through your torso, down to the bar. So the rules are the same as squats. Mechanically, it's very similar to squats. I'd say more similar than people give credit for. The unique thing about deadlifts is that there's no eccentric, there's no down part, we start coming up. So how you set up, the position that you get into is everything. That sets the trajectory for the quality of the lift. We teach it as there's a perfect starting position. The perfect starting position has 3 things. First thing, shins in contact with the bar. Second thing, arms perfectly perpendicular to the floor with the upper back engaged. So shoulders depressed, thoracic neutral in terms of like scapular position, not protracted, not retracted, set in the middle. And the third thing is back perfectly straight with the brace engaged. I don't need to give you guys like a fucking babying lesson on sumo. It's more like tweaking your positions to make sure that, again, there's not bottlenecks at the top end. And the bottleneck for both of you guys is exactly the same on squats and bench press, which is this stuff, which is more really just upper back stuff. Like the ability to set your upper back is going to be preventative to where both of you guys lose it. Both of you guys lose it when it comes out in front of you, basically. And you can hyperanalyze of like, oh, I didn't wedge, I didn't set my... When you're lifting heavy weights and it's coming up and it gets to around that knee/mid-thigh level and is out in front of you, that's where you lose it. And setting your upper back so you can lock into a better starting position is going to be the ticket to solving that. And for both of you, it's just being more mindful. It's like while you're dropping down into position, cranking shoulders down twice as hard, which is going to force you into a better position with your hips anyway. Both of you end up quite far over the bar as a result as well, because you're not pulling back against it and forcing your hips to open up with it. You end up over the bar, which will encourage things to fall out in front of you.
You're over the bar when you initiate the lifts?
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to initiate it more far back?
Yeah, pretty much. And so cranking your shoulders, getting your chest up and out is going to help throw that balance behind you a little bit as well.
Makes sense.
Give it a go. Thing is, on this, instead of like shoving yourself down into that bottom position, ease into it, like drop into it slowly, cranking your shoulders on, getting back on your heels a bit more, and then pop straight up.
But I slack pull.
Hey?
I slack pull.
Yeah, that'll happen organically as you're setting your shoulders.
So I'm not going to pop in.
What do you mean, pop in?
Like, hold the tension and then pop it.
Yeah,
Like I can just do it normally, but just focus on the tension.
yeah. Nice. Do that again, try and sit back a bit more. Sit back even further. Nice. Last one was good. Don't worry about trying to move it fast. Focus more on like sitting back, cranking your shoulders on.
I almost fell backwards. It's because of the grip. I should have.
Just slow it down. Don't try and be aggressive with it.
Well, normally I think my wedge will take it off the floor.
One thing for you as well is like, a big part of upper back stuff, well for both of you really, a big part of upper back stuff on squats and bench press, like that example with the band puller part of you not being able to get back here, not having that physical retraction. Deadlifts are a great opportunity because it's like, you've got 270, 300, 350 in your hands. Your ability to do this is really important to locking into squats and deadlifts, squats and bench press, but also fixing your position on deadlifts. Anyway, long story short, just make sure you lock out properly with your shoulders. Like especially in your warm-ups, you tend to like do that really aggressive lockout and drop, but you finish like here.
Yeah.
Just make sure you stand up to the top and actually lock out.
Yeah, I'm losing my grip is the reason why. Like my thumb's a bit fucked.
Yeah, you can blame that, but I know you do it without it anyway.
Oh yeah, I do definitely. Even with straps, I just.
Wee.
It's because I lose control of the top. Like the bar will just come up.
Yeah.
On its own.
Go slower.
I'll try again.
A lot of the time, speed is the enemy of progress, and have to move fast. Focus on position over speed. Nice. More in your upper back. Crank it on. Crank your shoulders on super tight. That's it. Nice, man. It'll take practice, but you try not to set your upper back while you're up here against the slack, but pull the slack and as you're dropping down, use that as an opportunity. Yeah. So it's all one organic movement.
Because if I set it from the top,
So you don't want us to set us like. You don't want us to like almost set us like there. We just want to do it all at once. Because I set my slack. Well, like, I'll sit down here and then I'll set it here.
Yeah.
And I'll come in. Because if I
What I'm saying is that when you're dropping your hips, think about cranking your shoulders on at the same time.
So if I set it from the top, wouldn't that make the bar come forward a little bit?
What do you mean?
Because I'm like forward when I set it at the top. So it brings the bar like this because my arms are like that. They come out in front.
The bar doesn't roll that easily.
Yeah. Because with my slack pull, I pull the bar forward. How's that feel?
You're saying that sometimes the bar rolls forward.
Yeah, with my slack pull.
I think that's less about the slack pull and more about you kicking the bar out when you're dropping your knees
This
down.
would be a grip thing. If you don't set your grip far enough under, the bar will roll forward as soon as, because it's not in the lowest point of your hand. So I used to do that with hook grip a lot, where I would set my hook grip too far this way, and as soon as I pull tension, my hands go there.
Yeah.
And then it just comes out in front of me.
I think it is with shins.
So you're doing the same thing with your hook now as well, where you're internally rotating, wrapping around, and then winding
I'll
in
do that,
right.
and then I'll wedge and screw
Yeah.
my pinkies, which helps. I find it helps a lot.
Yeah.
And then that'll also help me, like, as I almost like make sure that I pre-tension my shoulders and stuff, make sure that my grip's actually going to hold, which helps me actually appreciate my snack pull when I am actually pulling hook.
You're gonna watch Theo and I's arm wrestling match.
Yeah, we've got to film it. It's content. If one of you gets horrifically injured, I'm going to be upset.
No, then you go viral. You go viral. You just like show us like signing a waiver beforehand.
That's it. Winding slower though. Don't worry about moving it quick. It's only 220. There you go. Nice. That was way better. When you get it right as well, your hips will feel like they're starting a lot higher.
No, this is like
I mean, than the one in South Africa.
South Africa. No, this is way rougher.
I wish you could try the.
Like 10 times rougher.
I wish we could get you to try the one in Ruthless.
The Valhalla.
Going out.
Fuck, so bad.
No, this is like 10 times rougher.
We got discontinued because it was annoying. They changed their mind.
All right. Sit back into it. Shoulders on 10 times tighter. Nice. That was better.
How's that?
Nice.
Is that
Is that
better?
what you want us doing? You want us just like pulling with the initial wedge instead of like
So
preemptively doing
the
it?
bar, the back tension, kind of lets you slack more. So you're pulling with the back tension.
Exactly. Yeah. So, like a purposeful slack pull normally fixes you into a less than advantageous position. Like it pulls you forward.
Yeah.
It forces the rest of your hand in terms of the rest of the setup. You don't want it to do that. The slack will come out of the bar as you set your shoulders against it,
So you want us to do what you did essentially, which is
No problem. That felt,
which is what?
so like I'll show you.
that felt pretty smooth.
So like normally Colton and I will
Because I'll like initiate the slack pull with the hips.
we do the same thing. So like if
Yeah,
I'm
you're
going
like,
here,
it's almost like you're squatting up
I'll go
and
like
then
this.
using that.
So
Yeah.
I'll go like that, put the weight onto my back,
Yeah.
and then I'll come in like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then that's what Colton and I both normally do. And then before Colton was just basically just going up almost. So he'd bring his hips in like this and then just do it in one movement like that. You're kind of scooping under. Is that what you want us to do?
Not.
I'm using my leg tension to pop the bar up and then I catch it.
Yeah, so instead of like squatting up and then having all that slack and then forcing yourself in, which is pulling you out of position,
That's what I do.
it's like staying a little bit looser against the bar. You still want tension against the bar to build your hip tension, but it's like as you're dropping down, it's like you're using your shoulders to pull your hips down in position. That makes sense.
So you're just kind of balancing.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's kind of like biblical, like a wedge. Like your back's like fixed and keeping it there.
Exactly. Yes.
Back goes up, hip goes in.
Yes.
Back goes up, full tension, hips go in.
So the only like moving points
Because
is your hips.
yeah, look. Yeah, exactly. Look at it like you're trying to get yourself into the bottom position of a squat. So like you're not trying to just wedge your hips against the bar, but you're trying to get yourself into a position where everything's locked in, so your legs are doing all the work.
Just a lot higher as well. Not
Exactly. Yeah, you're not actually trying to get into a bottom position of the
higher
squat.
squat.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Sorry, I should have explained it more like you're trying to get into a position where your legs are doing everything. Everything's just locked in, fixed. Your legs are doing all the work.
Yeah. Very good.
Well, I'll try that then. I'll try one more.
Just do it in slow motion. So it's like
I will.
hips are in the air, hips down, shoulders on, back tight, all at the same
It's all
time.
just like I call it scooping. I have a habit of doing it more so with straps because it's less forgiving if I fuck it up. And I have actually noticed what you mentioned, where it's like if I do that slave pull, I get less kind of repeatability. Like I can't repeat it as well.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit of a gamble where if I mess it up with like above 450, it's just gone.
It's similar to shoving your hands in really close on the squat. It's almost like ghost tightness. It's like you're just creating tightness against your arms, which convinces you that everything else is tight. Yeah, that's way better. It should have felt like half the range of motion.
Yeah.
Maybe not half, but you know what I mean. Fucking so much better.
Yeah, no, that feels